Our name for the continuance of this study comes from verse 15 of Exodus chapter 17, Jehovah Nissi. And that being interpreted, the Lord is my banner.
Amen.
Jehovah Nissi, the Lord is my banner. Now, and that was in honor of God's defeat of Amalek, or the Amalekites. Now, just to recap, we first, Brother Jason talked about Jehovah Jireh. The Lord will provide, according to Genesis chapter 22 and verse 14, commemorating the provision of the ram in place of Isaac for Abraham's sacrifice. Jehovah Jireh. He was a provider for Abraham. He's a provider for me.
Amen.
He's a provider for you. Jehovah Jireh. We talked about Jehovah Rapha. The Lord is our healer.
Yeah.
According to Exodus chapter 15, verse 22 through verse 26. As Moses turned the bitter water of Marah sweet after praying to God and receiving direction from the Lord. Jehovah Rapha. The Lord is our healer. He is my Jehovah Rapha because he's my healer. I invite you to be your Jehovah Rapha.
Yeah.
Because he's able to be your healer.
Amen.
And now we come to our study, Jehovah Nissi. The Lord is my banner. Brother Jackson, that banner, something that we may be familiar with, something that we wave. Let everybody know who we represent, whose side we're on, who we're in battle with, who got our back, who we represent, that banner, that flag. This is where we stand. And so our text brings us, Sister Norvell, to this name of the Lord, Jehovah Nissi. Starting here in Exodus chapter 17 and in verse number 8, as we dissect this text and we look at the groups and individuals that are represented here in this text, the Bible tells us that Amalek is an enemy of the people of God. Amalek fights against Israel, and we have the location in Rephidim. And in this fighting that takes place, because this group has come to fight against God's people, the first point I want to let you know is that we have enemies that fight against God's people for a very long time.
Amen.
And if you're going to be on the Lord's side, you're going to have some battles every now and then.
Amen.
Don't be discombobulated because the enemy come up against you.
Amen.
I can start with the younger adults, younger Christians. Listen, look at your elders. You see the battles that they have had as being a child of God.
Amen.
You are not excluded from being through battles yourself by the hand of the enemy. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you as though some strange thing has happened unto you.
Amen.
But rejoice, inasmuch as you are partakers of Christ's suffering. They had some battles. They had some things to face and some things to overcome. In verse number 9 of Exodus chapter 17, the Bible let us know that Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men.
Amen.
And this, I believe, is a time before women were going to war. This during a time when men were men. Amen.
Amen.
where you didn't have to have a woman to do the things that a man was designed to do.
Amen.
Now, if you're a man, you ought to be able to say amen. You ought to be able to say amen because a woman has not had to do the things that you are designed to do.
Amen.
Amen. But now, if you're not that kind of man, you ought to say amen because now you understand what a man is designed to do.
Amen.
And that are those things that a woman is not designed to do.
Amen.
Now, he said, choose us out men. I just want to share with you. It don't mean that a woman is not able to do things that men ought to do.
Amen.
Now, if you're a woman that has to do a thing that a man should have been doing, you ought to be able to say amen.
Amen.
Because there's some women that specialize in raising boys to become men.
Amen.
Because some man won't take the responsibility that God has equipped him to fulfill.
Amen.
Am I right about it?
Amen.
I know I'm in my text because he tells Joshua to choose us out men.
Amen.
Am I right about it?
That's right.
He could have told him to choose out boys, but ain't no use in being a boy in a grown man's body.
Amen.
Boys talk like boys. Boys act like boys. Boys think on the level of boys. But men is a distinct difference.
Yes. See?
Men bag up what they say.
Amen.
Men walk like men. Matter of fact, the steps of a good man is ordered by the law.
Amen.
Am I right about it? He tells them, choose out men, comma, and go out, comma, fight with Amalek. He didn't call women to fight this battle.
Amen.
I want you to know if you're going to go from verse 8 to verse 16 in our text, you need to know your role and your position.
Amen.
Let me say that one more time because I'm going to repeat that. If you want to go from verse 8 to verse 16, then you need to know your position.
It's all right. Amen.
Choose men for us. Go out on our behalf. Fight with Amalek. Tomorrow, he shares with him what he's going to do. Tomorrow, I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in mine hand. Notice this, Brother John. Moses don't say, listen, I'm going to be right there with you in the fighting. Moses' position, Dr. Smallwood, I'm going to go on top of the hill while you fight. As I look at this diverse group of men and by way of age, you got some men who are called to go down and fight. And you got other men who are called to be on top of the hill. But we're all in this thing together.
Amen.
Amen. And I will say like this, in order to be a leader, you got to first be a good follower.
Amen. That's all right.
And the magnitude of the type of leader you'll be will be determined on how you will, what kind of follower you will be.
Yeah. Amen. So true.
And just because you're on top of the hill don't mean that you're still not in a position to receive instructions from the Lord.
Amen.
It's just that when you're on top of the hill, you need to know that you're not there by yourself, but you go in the name of the Lord.
Amen.
And I will interject right here. If the Lord brought you on top of the hill, he's able to be with you on top of the hill. But if you don't know how to act on top of the hill, he's able to bring you back down the hill.
Amen.
The same power it took to bring you up, he can use the same power to bring you down.
Amen.
Thus, none of us should get the big head,
See it?
but just be glad to be on the Lord's side.
Amen.
He shares in verse 10, and I love this part. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him. The reason, Brother Avery, that is so important, because we don't find any hesitation on Joshua's part after receiving leadership, guidance, direction from Moses. no hesitation. Moses tells him, Sister Baker, tomorrow you go here, I'm going here. The next day we hear Joshua doing what Moses tells him to do.
Amen.
He don't give any excuses. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
And I believe he came right on time. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
And I don't believe he had to have a separate committee to find out should we do what Moses is telling us to do, because we understand God is telling Moses and Moses is telling us.
Amen.
Amen. I mean, if you want to look and let everything be done decent and in order, I believe when Joshua get up the next morning, I think that's aligned with everything being done decent and in order.
Amen.
The problem is that we don't want to follow God's leadership. We don't want to follow God's direction.
That's all right.
Joshua was not that kind of follower.
Amen.
He understood. I'm going to follow Moses. Moses followed the Lord. That's why Paul later on say, follow me as I follow Christ.
Yes. Amen.
I want you to know, if you don't allow the Lord to be the head of your church, allow him to be the head of your home, then you have poor leadership.
Amen.
Because can't nobody do me like Jesus.
That's right.
And ain't nobody like the Lord.
Yes.
Amen.
So Joshua did as Moses had said unto him, and listen, and fought with Amalek. And then, catch this, because Brother John, I think this is beautiful also. The Bible says, and Moses, Aaron, and went up to the top of the hill. Now, Sister Caroline, the difference in that is that earlier when Moses spoke, I did not hear the reference to Aaron and I just heard that Moses tells Joshua, I'm going up the hill, you going down there. I'm going with the rod of the Lord. But we find here, Brother Jason, to catch this, is that when Moses goes up on top of the hill, Aaron and goes with him.
Amen.
And Brother Hicks, the thing about that is that Aaron and I'm taking from this that it tells me that they understood Moses' position and they wanted to be of some assistance to Moses.
Amen.
As the battle is taking place at the bottom of the hill.
All right.
Brother Jason, what that tells me, you got to make sure you have some good brothers or some good people close by you that's on the same page.
Amen.
It can be risky having non-believers
That's right.
in your corner. But these men, Aaron and they were in support of the things of God and the people of God.
All right.
It's all right. Amen.
Moses and Aaron on top of the hill, Reverend Larry. And notice, Aaron and they close to Moses. Sister Norvell, notice the company that Moses keeps. Those who close to him. Just because you got over 100 friends on Facebook, don't mean that they are close to you.
Amen.
Am I right about it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to be careful who you let be a part of your inner circle.
Amen.
Because everybody that say they friend ain't really friends.
Yeah.
It's all right.
And if you're going to win the battle, you need to make sure you understand who is close with you.
Amen.
All right.
Now catch this. The Bible let us know in verse 11, it came to pass when Moses held up his hand, he has the rod in his hand. I'm just using my sanctified imagination. As he held up his hand with the rod, during those times that the rod was held up, the battle taking place on the ground, Israel prevailed against Amalek. In other words, as Moses did this, Brother Jackson, Israel was winning down there. Y'all with me?
Amen.
And when his arms got tired, and he did this, then Amalek prevailed against Israel. Can I pause right there? If you want to go from verse 8 to verse 16, you need to realize that the battle, the determining factor in your battle is not based upon what goes on down there. The determining factor of how you prevail in the battle is based upon what goes on up here.
That's right. With the Lord.
Am I right about it?
Amen.
Because whenever we try to go out there and fix it, we end up making more of a mess of it.
Amen.
But if you understand that your help comes from the Lord, it determines how you will prevail in the battle.
Amen.
I know this is nothing new, but sometimes we need to hear it again. Because we waste so much time trying to fix it ourselves.
Amen.
And Brother Jackson, let me help you right now. When I'm talking about going up yonder to get some help, I found this is the best way for me to get help from on high. This is how I go up.
Amen.
All right. You understand?
Yes, sir.
This is how I go up if I want to win the battle. If I want to go from verse 8 to verse 16, this is how I go up. It's not about me doing it. It's about him working on my behalf.
Amen.
Now, I know in this new millennium, it's some things that's different. But I'm going to let you know, trouble got a way of doing some things that make you go higher than even at this level.
Amen.
Personally, I've learned that sometimes, you don't understand, sometimes you got to get all the way down
You do.
and let the Lord fight your battle.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I get more help when I'm down there than I do when I'm up here trying to go and fix it myself.
Amen.
And it's time out for Christians to not stand and walk in their position trying to fix it themselves.
Amen.
Notice in our text, while this was taking place, Moses and Aaron and they're on top of the hill. You got the battle with Joshua and the other Israelites at the bottom of the hill. Moses gets tired. Sister Bobby, I've thought about this and been meditating on this for a long time. Notice, I don't ever hear Moses asking Aaron and to give him some help. Notice verse 12. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat there on, and Aaron and stayed up his hands. He don't ask for help. I just believe, using my own sanctified imagination, because of their closeness, they were able to identify that this man needs some help.
Yeah.
They were able to identify, being in tune with everything that's going on. When he holds his hands up, Israel wins. When he let his hands down, Israel lose. Israel can't lose without us losing also. Israel can't win without us winning also. So if it takes us to step in to help Moses, that we all can win this thing together, let us do what we are able to do.
Amen.
Am I right about it?
Yeah.
I just want to let you know, if you're going to go from verse 8 to verse 16, you may need to identify who needs help, because you're in a position to help. This is why, Sister Bird, I make the distinction. He just didn't look upon my faults and look at my needs. He looked and he moved on my behalf.
Amen.
And you want to see a Christian, watch somebody that move on your behalf. Sometimes you ain't got to tell people nothing. They just see what you're going through.
Amen.
They just hear what you're saying. And they just do what they can to help you.
Yes.
Something ain't right when we hear someone in need and we don't do anything
Amen.
to help. Amen.
True.
They saw what Moses needed. And what they do. And I don't know where they got their doctorate degree from. I don't know what biblical school they went to. But they did what was necessary. Get a stone, put it under Moses. They did that so Moses could do this. And what they did, one man came and held up this arm, another man came and held up this arm.
Amen.
Moses was able to sit down and hold up the rod of the Lord
Amen.
because he had some help. Now, check this out. Don't miss this part. Notice these men who are close. Notice these men, how they have grabbed my arm. Now, you can tell they're grabbing my arm in support because they made sure that their underhand is under my arm. You understand that? And that helps. But now, if they have put their hands in the opposite position, I'm going to show you something about hanger oners.
Holding on.
See that? See how their hands change?
Yeah.
That's hard on a brother.
Yes, it is.
Notice if Moses got people holding on like that, raise your hand right here, so if I can see. Okay, yeah. Now, if Moses got the responsibility of holding up the rod, now he has the responsibility of holding up these brothers also, because they hanging on.
Right.
If they really wanted to be of some help,
They go under
put
support.
your hands up under there. Hold me up now.
Hold it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand? That's holding me up.
Yep.
And I want you to know, when you got people that close, let me make this point, brothers. Y'all stand here. No, y'all stand here. You got some people that's close in your circle. They look like they helping,
Right.
but they really not helping.
Yeah.
They just hanging on.
Right.
You already have to do what you got to do in the Lord.
Right.
And you got somebody just hanging on. They not really no help.
Weighing it down.
They're the kind of people that you need to cut off.
Woo, my
They
Lord.
pulling you down. They not helping you go forward. They not helping you win the battle. You already got the church on your hand. You already got the Lord on your hand. You already got your job on your hand. You got your health on your hand. Then you got some other people just hanging on.
Amen.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Those kind of people don't help. They look good. They right there by you. But they ain't no help.
Right.
And you gonna need some help
That's right.
on this side of glory.
Yeah.
Ain't that something? You would think that your help would be those who are close by you. Everybody that's close by you ain't your help.
Amen.
You can tell by the way they're hanging on. If their hanging on is weighing you down, if their closeness is not helping you win the battle, there's some hanger-oners. Cut them off. Let every weight and the sin that's so easily cut that off.
Amen.
Moses didn't have those kind of people in his inner circle. No. And I'm thinking they must have got the stone first. Here, you sit down.
Yep.
And we're going to hold this up. Yeah. Thank you, brothers. I just gave somebody a jump bad after I said that point. At times, I believe you can afford hanger-oners, but there comes a time when hanger-oners is just too much. You are waiting. This is the battle I got before me. I want to be a holder-upper, not a hanger-owner. That's why at a certain point I have to tell my kids, there comes a time I can only give you advice.
That's all right.
Because if you mess up your resources, then want to be a hanger-on and mess up my resources, I have to give an account before the Lord.
Amen.
My wife is accustomed to living at a certain level.
Amen.
And why in the world I'm going to have my hanger-oners pulling me down and my wife having to go to their house and eat pork and beans and rice?
Right, right.
Amen.
No reason.
She ain't no pork and beans and rice kind of girl.
Amen.
Amen.
She like ranch style beans. Baked beans. Go ahead. Something fried over there. Okay?
All right, Pastor.
But that's it. But he didn't have Aaron and are not hanger-oners. They're holder-uppers.
Amen.
That's all right.
And I want to let you know again, if you want to get from verse 8, where the battle is going on, to verse 16, you need to make sure you got some hold of uppers.
Amen.
That's why you gotta be careful how you treat people when they come to the church.
Amen.
They may have been dealing with hanger-oners all week long.
Amen. Amen.
That's all right.
They come here so they can be surrounded by hold of uppers.
Amen.
You got to be careful who you neglect hugging, shaking hands, saying hello to. Because they may have experienced some hanger-oners out there. They want to be appreciated for being a child of God in here.
Amen.
Some hold uppers. Now, notice these were not some fair weather brothers. Because verse number 12, the last part says, and his hands were steady unto the going down of the sun.
Amen.
Brother Abram, don't go get them sometime in shade tree brothers to be hold uppers. Because they're going to stick with you through thick and thin.
As long as you're doing good.
Now the hold uppers, they going to help you do good.
Right.
Amen.
The hold uppers are like, no, that's wrong. This right, you know better. I'm holding you up. They're going to be with you.
Yep.
These are the ones who you want to identify. This is a praying brother.
Amen.
This is a brother I can confide with. This is a brother who's going to be there. This is a brother, he's not receiving anything to be my brother in Christ.
Right.
Amen.
He's my brother in Christ because we blood related.
Right.
Am I right about it?
Amen.
Jesus Christ.
They stayed with him until the going down of the sun.
Amen.
Yeah. Those are hold up.
Yeah.
Our problem is when we misidentify hanger-oners for hold uppers.
Amen.
You think this your friend?
That ain't your friend.
They ain't your friend. How have they supported you in the work of the Lord? How have they supported you in your walk with the Lord?
Amen.
I got some brothers that I pray with on a weekly basis.
Right or not.
I mean, we pray. I got to call one up even tonight.
Amen.
But we brothers. We trying to help each other walk right in the Lord.
Amen.
They hold the uppers. We hold each other accountable.
Yep.
It's that kind of confidence. I'm not perfect,
Amen.
but they still right there with me.
Amen.
If I share with them, this is my need. They'll share with me that this is what we can do in help. Those are hold uppers. If you share with someone your need and they have nothing to offer you, and something may be questionable about that,
Amen.
and the most we can do is pray.
Yep.
Amen.
Amen.
The Bible says, now notice this, again, verse 13, and Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. Mother Moore, that's what I was saying earlier. The determining factor was not under the hill. The determining factor for the war was on top of the hill.
Amen.
And I don't know what war you're facing, but we all have wars. We're either in the middle of a war, we're coming out of a war, or we're on our way into a war.
Amen. Say it. Say it.
If you understand that determining factor is I'm looking toward the Lord for my help.
Yep.
He can place people in your path to help you. But you know that's because the Lord is ordering and ordaining steps of the believer.
Yes.
The Bible tells us that after this thing happens, God gives Moses instructions in verse 14, and the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book. You talking about Memorial Day? Talking about something to remember, to reflect upon? The Lord told Moses, you write this down.
Amen.
Don't let this go in one ear and out the other.
Say it.
Don't let just because I brought you out, it forget or miss out on the memory of the people that I'm working for. After he tells them to write it down in the book for a memorial, then he says, rehearse it to Joshua
Amen.
Mother Penny, I thought that was something else. He pointed out Joshua first. Because Joshua was at the bottom of the hill fighting the battle. And he wanted to make sure Joshua understood it wasn't because your strength, it wasn't because your might, but it's because the Lord was with you.
Amen.
Am I right about it?
Amen.
Because sometimes we act like we forgot who brought us from point A to point B.
Amen.
Rehearse it to Joshua. Don't let Joshua get to the point where I heard it, I was there, I know. Moses, you keep on telling Joshua what I did. Because Joshua was down there, but I was up here. Am I right about it? After he says rehearse it to Joshua, he says, and I will utterly put out the remembrance of the Amalek from under the heaven. My God. Do y'all know any Amalekites right now? That's because he is the promise maker, Sister Bird, and he's the promise keeper. And when he said, I will erase the Amalek, that's why we don't know none right now. Because when God erased, he erased. And I ain't mean something like you can put it to the light and still see what it was.
Yeah.
He says, make this memorial because I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to do it for it to be forgotten. I'm not going to do it for it to be something in secret. I want the world to know what I've done. I want my people to know what I've done. Now, after that, he says, because then he goes in verse 15, and Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. The Lord is my banner. On top of that hill, I believe there's an altar. And that altar represents that banner, that flag of the Lord. That the Lord fights our battles. When we have the right perspective in mind, that it's not about us, it's about the Lord. He's our banner. It's hard for us to receive any type of acknowledgement without at first acknowledging the Lord. You don't understand. That's why we are so prone to say, if it had not been for the Lord, who was on my side. Am I right about it? That's my banner unto the Lord. And I want you to realize when I think about this text, as I get ready to take my seat, I think about the fighting that was done at the bottom of the hill. And I think about the fighting that was done on the top of the hill. It had no choice but to take me to another hill. Another hill that was talked about generations later on down the line. Generations where it came down 42 generations. He was born in a town called Bethlehem. But he grew up in Nazareth. Somebody asked the question, could anything good come out of Nazareth? Well, my Jehovah Nissi came out of Nazareth. Came out doing nothing but good, giving sight to the blind, unstopping deaf ears, and still fighting battles on our behalf. Am I right about it? He talked about raising up Moses' hands. Well, I want you to know Jehovah Nissi was raised one day. He was raised on a hill called Calvary. And he said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto myself. Am I right about it? Well, they lifted him up. They stretched him wide. They cast lots for his garments, but he never said a mumbling word. When he did open up his mouth, he said, Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. Am I right about it? Well, the Bible tells me he laid his head in the locks of his shoulders. Can you see my banner waving high, saying, come on unto me, and I'll make you fishermen of men? He laid his head in the locks of his shoulders, but death didn't overtake him. The grave couldn't stop him. Because early Sunday morning, Jehovah Nissi got up with all power
Yes.
in his hand.
Yes.
You talk about that banner waving. I think about the fact that the stone was still removed early that Sunday morning.
Amen.
So that when Mary and the other Mary came on there,
Yes.
they were able to see that he is not there. He has risen. Let your banner fly that all can see. And they went inside and they saw the grave clothes neatly folded up. I believe it was evidence that the banner is still flying. Yeah, the same Jesus that was dead, he's now alive
Amen.
forevermore. Am I right about it?
Amen.
Yeah, you want to go from verse 8 to verse 16? Tell somebody about the goodness of God. Let your banner fly in all types of weather. That somebody can say, what must I do to be saved? He is my Jehovah Nissi. The Lord is my banner.
Amen.
Is he all right?
It's all right.
Is he all right?
It's all right.
Don't fool me now. Is he all right?
Yeah.
Is he somebody
Yes, he
to
is.
broadcast? Is he somebody to represent? Is he somebody to tell somebody about a man named Jesus who can save anybody from their sins?
Amen.
The doors of the church are open.